Yung case natin, the case proceeded precisely because the Philippines, the Philippines carefully framed its submission. Yung submission, ito na yung nag-file tayo doon ng case na to cover only maritime entitlements and the body of waters, not sovereignty. So ibig sabihin, ang sinubmit natin, ang gusto lang natin na maayos at ma-clarify is yung tinatawag mong maritime entitlements of the body of water. Kasi body of water yung South China Sea, di ba? Pero hindi yung sovereignty issue. Just to clarify, hindi tayo nag-submit dun sa tribunal na yun para sabihin na mag-rule ka on sovereignty. Walang ganon. Ang sinasabi lang is entitlements. Yun ang malinaw maritime entitlements. So, dapat malinaw yan at ma-explain na sa ating mga kababayan kasi ang nangyayari, ginagamit ng mga politiko na ang arbitral ruling is a ruling on sovereignty, which is wrong. Precisely because malinaw ang submission natin kung anong hiniling natin. And on the other hand, malinaw din na ang basis ng ating claim is actually on clause. And again, on clause is not the instrument that you use when you settle sovereignty dispute or territorial sovereignty dispute. Ang nagpapagulo lang talaga is yung misinformation and disinformation na kinakalat ng ating mga politiko na gusto lang nila ng applause pero sinisira nila first and foremost ang bilateral relation natin with China. On the other hand, these are misconception and disinformation.
Nababanggit nila yung patungkol itong side na tumutulig sa sa ginawa ng Chinese Embassy. Lagi nilang sinasabi, ano ba yung mga naging desisyon doon sa arbitral ruling, no? Kasi actually natatopic na natin ito, yung kaibahan ng sovereignty, sa sovereign rights, ano ba yung EEZ na yan? Kasi may sinasabi din na punto at marami ding mga resibong sinasabi si Senador Marcoleta, meron ba tayong coordinates? Tayo lang kasi yung nakakakilala na yung West Philippine Sea, pero sa buong mundo, hindi naman yung West Philippine Sea yung pangalan dyan sa West Philippine Sea natin ngayon. Pero bago muna yan po, Prof, ano ba ang naging desisyon? Balikan lang natin, no? At maipaintindi natin sa ating mga kababayan. Kasi ito yung naging desisyon at saan talaga tatayo ang Pilipinas ukol dito, kahit mabigyan nyo kami po ng background po dyan, Prof.
Oo, importante itong issue na to kasi nagiging itong arbitral ruling ay nagiging napopoliticize when in fact dapat hindi kasi dapat dapat ang ating mga kababayan lalo ng ating mga politicians should really read the arbitral ruling properly and understand it deeply at saka actually sa akin before anything else ang dapat talagang mag-articulate nito ay ang Department of Foreign Affairs. And even the Department of Foreign Affairs, I think the diplomats that we have and also yung mga staff dyan, especially yung leadership nila, they should also study on the arbitral ruling and honestly see what it is really all about. Kasi ang hirap na ang dami nagsasalita pero ang DFA actually is tahimik. So nawawala sa kanila ang microphone. Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon ng ating mga bida-bida ng mga politicians tulad ni Kiko and et al. And even Hontiveros, bida-bida sila, nasa kanila yung microphone. Yung mga ginagawa nila is not really informing the public. It's actually making things more confusing for the public. Dapat ang mag-explain talaga nito is the Department of Foreign Affairs. Kasi sa kanila to bola nila to. So any case, when you talk about the arbitral ruling, kasi para hindi ako magkamali, nagsulat ako nito at nilagay ko yan sa aking Facebook post. At the same time, kahit noon pa man, marami na akong articles na nasulat tungkol dito. Pero just to clarify sa ating mga kababayan, pero ang hirap nito Admar and Almar kasi hindi ito yung issue na madaling ma-digest ng ating mga kababayan, yung ordinaryo nating mga kababayan. Pero I'll try to make it more understandable sa ating mga kababayan. Una, yung mga misconception na may kinalaman dito. First, itong desisyon, yung arbitral ruling na tinatawag, hindi ito UN decision. That's one thing. When you talk about UN, it means the United Nations. No, hindi siya. Kasi hindi naman ito dumaan sa UN body or sanction ng UN as a whole. So, mali yung sinasabi na, at saka nagkakaroon ng misconception na UN backed daw. No, it's not. Because it is, yung tribunal is an ad hoc, hindi, parang create mong body, ad hoc siya. Hindi siya talaga, ano ba, paano ko ba i-explain yung ad hoc? Itong ad hoc na tribunal, create siya based on what you call Annex 7 of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, yung UNCLOS, kung saan ang claim na sinasabi ng Pilipinas is actually based on UNCLOS. Yun. Kasi yung claim natin is not sovereignty. It's actually, hindi siya soberenya. Ang claim natin is within UNCLOS na sinasabi ng exclusive economic zone or may tinatawag kang sovereign rights. At inexplain na natin na ang sovereign rights and sovereignty are not the same. Pag sinabi mo soberenya, pag-aari mo. Basic na definition yun.
Prof,
Pag sinabi mo sovereign rights,
Prof,
mayroon kang...
maputo lang kita, Prof. Kasi yung pinakaunang question talaga is, ano ba, actually nabanggit mo ito kanina, no? Balikan lang natin. Ano ba yung hiniling natin doon sa tribunal?
Maganda.
Ano yung hiniling ng Pilipinas sa tribunal?
Oo.
Yung sovereignty ba?
Maganda
Sovereignty
yan.
rights? Ano naman ang kaibahan nitong sovereignty tsaka yung sovereign rights? Prof.
Yeah, magaling ka, Admar. Magandang tanong before mag-proceed kasi yung case natin, the case proceeded precisely because the Philippines, the Philippines carefully frame its submission. Yung submission, ito na yung nag-file tayo doon ng case na to cover only maritime entitlements and the body of waters. Not sovereignty. So ibig sabihin, ang sinubmit natin, ang gusto lang natin na maayos at ma-clarify is yung tinatawag mong maritime entitlements of the body of water. Kasi body of water yung South China Sea, di ba? Pero hindi yung sovereignty issue. Kasi in the very first place din, ang UN, ang UNCLOS ay hindi siya yung international instrument na makakapag-settle ng issue ng territorial sovereignty, na kung saan ang Vietnam at saka yung China, examples, ang claim nila dyan, sovereignty or territorial sovereignty. Sa atin, nung final mo yung arbitral ruling, ang gusto natin is maritime entitlements and the body of that body of water, not sovereignty over land features such as the Spratly Islands and the Scarborough Shoal. Nandun yun sa arbitral ruling. Tapos, ang sabi naman ng arbitral malinaw din. The arbitral explained that it can only address the submission without touching on the issue of sovereignty. So, ma-address nila yung gusto natin pero hindi nila kayang i-touch yung sovereignty issue. And then, hindi rin naman yun hiniling ng natin. Nung nag-submit tayo yung arbitral ruling, hindi natin hiningi yun nung nag-submit tayo ng ating submission. So, yun ang malinaw doon. So, ibig sabihin, from the very onset, just to clarify, hindi tayo nag-submit doon sa tribunal na yun para sabihin na mag-rule ka on sovereignty. Walang ganon. Ang sinasabi lang is entitlements. Yun ang malinaw maritime entitlements. So, dapat malinaw yan at ma-explain na sa ating mga kababayan kasi ang nangyayari, ginagamit ng mga politiko na ang arbitral ruling is a ruling on sovereignty, which is wrong. Precisely because malinaw ang submission natin kung anong hiniling natin. And on the other hand, malinaw din na ang basis ng ating claim is actually UNCLOS. And again, UNCLOS is not the instrument that you use when you settle sovereignty dispute or territorial sovereignty dispute. Kailangan mong mag-file ng claim or ng case sa ICJ, International Court of Justice, if you want to adjudicate yung territorial sovereign dispute. However, pagdating dyan sa usapin na yan, kailangan mag-agree ang dalawang party. So, like for example, mag-file ka, sasabihin mo kay China, magpa-file ako China. China will say, yes, okay, mag-file ka, magpa-file din ako ng counter. Kung mag-agree ang China. Pero pag hindi nag-agree ang China, walang mangyayari dyan sa pagpunta mo sa ICJ. Kaya nga sinasabi na kapag mga ganitong usapin na very complex, very sensitive, limot masyado, hindi ganun kadali, ang kailangan gawin is ang the best way forward para maprotektahan natin ang claim at ang interest natin at ang ating relasyon with the claimant states like China, Vietnam, Brunei, Malaysia is to go for diplomacy. Yun yung tinatawag mong diplomacy and that means that means negotiation. Now, kung hindi ka makikipagganon, ang resulta niyan, isa lang the other way of resolving it, kung yan ang ano mo, is you go to conflict and you go to war, which, my God, the Philippines will not be able to do it, and we will not be at par with China when you talk about military, because our military is not as strong as China. My God, China is number one already, I think, in the military capability, even against the United States. So, hindi natin kaya yon. Kaya nga, mga tulad ko, mga tulad ng iba, tulad ni na SAS, tulad ni na ang dami pa dyan na ating mga kababayan, tulad ni na Sir Bobby Tiglao, we're advocating for diplomacy kasi that is the path that is actually good for us as a country na we can articulate our claim against China and the rest of Southeast Asian claimant states na hindi natin kailangan mag-away. Kasi ang nagpapagulo lang talaga is yung misinformation and disinformation na kinakalat ng ating mga politiko na gusto lang nila ng applause pero sinisira nila first and foremost ang bilateral relation natin with China. On the other hand, these are misconception and disinformation. Hindi siya empowering as far as the Philippines is concerned at hindi rin siya empowering when you talk about educating the public about the issue na mahirap na nga maintindihan kasi masyadong komplikado tapos mayroon ka pang disinformation ang gagaling sa ating mga politiko. So this makes things difficult for the Philippines, especially when you talk about regional standing, international standing, kasi nagiging katawa-tawa tayo. Kasi imagine mo, Admar, tayo mismo ang nagsabi na no, we are not actually asking for ruling on the sovereignty dun sa ating submission sa tribunal. Ang sinasabi lang natin, what we're asking is maritime entitlements and the body of water. So ang tribunal din, sinabi na hindi ko kayang i-adjudicate yung sovereignty issue. Malinaw yun. At saka if you really look at the arbitral ruling, in particular with China's claim, ito yung sinabi niya, just to make it sure na tama ang pagkakabasa ko. Ito sabi dito, in particular, the tribunal emphasizes that nothing in this award, which is the arbitral award, 2016, should be understood to comment in any way on China's historic claim to the island of the South China Sea. Nor does the tribunal decision that a claim of historic rights to living and non-living resources is not compatible with the convention limit China's ability to claim maritime zone in accordance with the convention on the basis of such island. Take note, one more important thing that we need to take note dun sa tribunal's decision. Ang ginagamit dito, hindi nga West Philippine Sea. Very obvious, it's being used South China Sea. Precisely, there is no such thing as West Philippine Sea as far as the international community is concerned and as far as the tribunal is concerned and even the arbitral ruling. However, with the West Philippine Sea, sa domestic level nga, ang sinasabi ko to be very objective about this. May executive order ka na nilabas before si Pinoy at saka mayroon ka mga batas na nilabas at pinas ng Congress na kung saan supporting the word or the term WPS. So kung ang pag-uusapan mo is domestic, I think within the domestic level, within our own territory, okay yung WPS, you can use it. People understand. But if you go out of our own territory, I don't think other people recognize it. Really. So that is the issue na dapat kapag ang ating mga politiko nag-i-explain, inaayos nila. Kasi lalo lang gumugulo yung utak ng mga Pilipino and they are using it to push some kind of nationalistic sentiment against China when in fact, hindi naman kailangan dapat maging ganon. Imagine mo, mayroon pang book na nilabas on WPS na ito daw ganyan, hindi nga maintindihan ng mga politiko at kahit siguro ng DFA kung ano talaga yung WPS na term na yan eh. So ngayon, may mga book nilabas. Why? What is the purpose of that? To hate the Chinese? My God, that is not how education should be, extended to our young minds and especially the kids. Hindi ganoon. Mahirap nga intindihin yung mga issue ng isang dalubhasa na how much more sa mga bata na yung isip bata pa, alam mo yun, mga kids, imagine mo. So may mga ganon na kailangan linawin. So ang problema, ang media din hindi tumutulong except of course SMNI kasi kayo talaga tinatry nyo talagang ilabas yung katotohanan at ang totoo at maglinaw ng issue na very critical. Pero karamihan ng ating mainstream media, hindi rin sila tinutulungan tayo at saka ng ating mga Pilipino na magkaroon ng really informed and deeper understanding on this very critical issue para hindi maglabo-labo at hindi rin ma-compromise ang ating bilateral relations with China, which is very important, especially when you talk about trade and economics. So yun, Admar. So mabuti
Opo.
na lang at iyong tinanong.